Cool. Here we are. Nice. All
Wait.
right. Yes, yes. I'm just gonna play this from the top, and so it's a production mix, so it's gonna sound way different. There might even be like missing elements because like stuff always gets added in the mixing stage, but um I think it'll be nice to like show you what I'm doing with like uh I don't know, processing and automation and effects and stuff. So yeah, I have things grouped. Intro sounds, drums, do stack. That is my vocals. Some little drones added last minute, lead vocals.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I was gonna say, so like what's your process for recording vocals? Like what's kind of like your go-to setup?
so my
Like
go-to setup is to go to my engineer Cole's house and record on his fancy Neumann microphone.
yeah.
Otherwise, I'll do stuff like chorals and stuff that doesn't need a lot of definition on this SM7. Uh, but if I'm doing like a, like a clean vocal for like a, kind of a pop song like this, then you know, that's one thing that I will go to Cole's for. Um,
Mm,
so yeah, like with Cole, like anything that needs to like have a microphone pointed at it to capture it and sound good is something I'll do with him. So
okay.
anything that's usually like DI or kind of more like moving things around, chopping things up, like that's like stuff I do at home. But yeah,
Okay.
so that was I think I recorded into a U67. No like ISO booth or anything. I feel like I'm not really a firm believer in ISO booths, and neither is Cole. If you just have
Mm,
a room that is, not too reflecty, then you're probably fine. So
yeah.
his so we usually cut vocals in his control room, which is just kind of like a longish like shotgun style room with like a 12-foot tall ceiling, and there's just lots of treatment in the room, so it's not really a big deal ever. Um,
Yeah. I
so yeah, and I feel like maybe you do want a little bit of that like ambience sometimes.
was gonna say, do you like double your vocals ever? Like kind of like
Oh yeah,
but
all the
like
time.
is it like do you always like always double them almost like depending on like what your vibe you're going for? Or is it like a thing that you just kind of be like, I guess I could do it here, or like I don't know, I just kind of want to see what that looks like.
Yeah. Well, the way I think about it is, if it's doubled the whole time, it's not going to have anything to contrast against. So
Yeah.
usually, I think about what part needs to be kind of like singular and defined. Usually that's like a verse of a song. It's just going to be a one vocal. And then, you want to make things bigger, wider, usually on the chorus. So that's when I like
Yeah.
quadruple the vocals on the chorus because I just felt like it was there's too much like synth chords and stuff going on to like do
Mhm.
like background harmonies. So I just like really just leaned into like a bunch um doubles for that. So
Yeah.
let's see if I can find those chorus vox. This is next to nothing. I'm bound to win this final hand before I get the chance to rest. Okay, so actually, I recorded all of these at home. I tried to record them at Cole's, but I just like wasn't uh really hitting it in the way I wanted to. Because
Yeah.
like I think like if you're gonna try to get like really um neat and tidy like doubles, uh you really need to like focus on the uh like the exact way that you enunciate and the way
Yeah.
that the note of your your vocal melody moves to get a nice double. I think the way I went about this was it's they're all pretty like spread out. Um
Mm.
and I think what I did was I just recorded like the main one. Um the bounce of fist is next to nothing. I'm bound to win this final hand before I get the chance. So yeah, with a little bit of pitch correction on that too, which I feel like you can kind of get away with if it's like a bazillion vocals. Um, so you can see this is chopped up. I also went through and like clip gained a lot of stuff and like kind of move stuff around. And this is all stuff I feel like you can get away with if it's like a bunch of stuff together. But when I was tracking like the doubles, the triple, the quadruple, I would monitor in mono instead of having things panned out because you can really hear the differences in like pitch between doubled vocals when they're just slammed into the same mono track. Kind of like like if you listen to like the like old doubles from like 60s records, you can kind of hear that like you just kind of like
Yeah.
flangy kind of sound. So that's kind of what I like. I'm always like trying to like really hone in on the specific amount of detune because I don't want it to be too much detune, but like the point of a double is to have a little bit of detune, but you don't want that to get like too out of whack, or else things will just sound really undefined. And then
Yeah.
yeah, another thing that I try to like be in control of is like note length, like trying to get, you know, and of course, like, so it's like kind of a balancing act between like how much slop do you want, So like some of these notes are
Yeah.
coming, these words, syllables are coming in a little early, a little late. That's good, but you don't want it to go off too much, like especially for like long sustained notes, you know?
Mm. Also, looking at like your panning choice, like kind of like
Uh-huh.
why is that the way that it is? I'm curious.
I don't really believe in hard panning. I think like 40 degrees is probably like the most out there you would really reasonably want something. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
like there's taste to that, and there's like obviously exceptions to that too. But yeah, that's just kind of like I don't know, I'm kind of a headphones guy, so I like really think about stuff in like the stereo field that like specifically to headphones, and you can get away with much wider panning if you're used to monitoring off of monitors. So that's why I
Okay.
feel like a lot of old school mixers will like do like LCR like hard panning
Yeah.
stuff. Um, which I respect because it is kind
Yeah.
of cool like when it's nice if you could like nail a mix and like the bass is like all the way in the left channel, the drums are over on the right. I'm like, wow. So I think
Yeah.
but ultimately I just to kind of like uh bring it home, like um you want to collapse things into mono like really often when you're working on a production, and because like it's all got to work in mono. That's like your kind of ultimate test. So yeah, so that's kind of my approach for vocals. Funny thing about the main vocal here is it was recorded through the like filter circuit of a MS-20 synth. It's a have you seen those like Korg synths from like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, the patch bay and stuff. So that is all like basically it's like like slight distortion and like band pass,
Hmm.
kind of to give that like intercom sound. So
Turned out my pockets as I stumbled out the car. Cash only underneath the overpass. I took a trepidatious look behind the bar through the haze and the broken glass.
so you can hear there's like even like a little bit of like um I don't know, like weird like intermodulation, whereas there's like almost like a slight like gritty lower octave almost.
Yeah.
Um I just thought that was a cool thing. It's fun to like sing into effects too,
Mhm.
because it kind of helps you get into like the character of it and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so usually when I'm like making a song, like the tracks are all like totally in disarray, which is like whatever. You don't want to like think about that too much. Just like
Yeah.
do stuff. But like the way that I kind of make sense of it, like before a mix handoff is all like basically order things chronologically. So, drums are like as they appear, like in order of appearance. And then so like you can see there's like all this stuff that's kind of more constant in the song, like stays near the
Mm.
top, it starts here, and then like there's just like little things that kind of pop up and they kind of appear like that. So I have some effects throws, some chorus layers, um, another little break in the song, guitar solos, layers, and then yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, let's just go through it track by track.
Yeah, for
Cool.
sure.
So the intro stuff is like uh the Novation base station. So what was even going on here? Oh, okay. So this is all getting squashed with my tape machine. It's playback on the tape, I think. Because I wanted that like downbeat of the song to be like master bus like distortion just to like really like grab the listener. So um part of that is there's actually like layers of that in the song, so it's like distortion upon distortion. So this is the first layer of distortion where you can hear bass and like kick drum and some of like the old demo drums. And then I did like a little bit of like automation on that. You can see the automation curve is like up, down. Um, so yeah, like the synth is just like on the left, and then the on the right it's the same thing, but it's like when it goes when the left is going up an octave, the right is going down an octave. So there's like this weird like thing going on. Um, but I wonder if you can hear. Here, I'm just gonna expand this and we can let's see what's up with that. Yeah, there's just like some of the old drums in there. And then I added another layer of bass for this downbeat. So there's just like a lot of layers for each little like kind of moments of emphasis where I have just a shit ton of stuff going on. And those things I kind of like packed into little like groups. So here I have a another bass station. Nice. And then I have another one that I just like transposed it up a fifth just to kind of give it a little bit of girth. And then what is this? Effects return. Okay, so that's just the whole track with everything like low passed with more distortion. And then in the it went so this is just the production mix. Like I wanted more out of that and I was like, Cole, like I need more like downbeat blast. So he put another distortion on everything on top of that to really give it like a getting shot out of a cannon kind of feeling.
Yeah, that's sick.
So moving on, we have our drums. I'll just play a couple bars. Cool. Oh, and then yeah, we got our little like maraca filters. Okay, so what's going on here? I have a pass that's just kicks and snares. Uh, kick inside mic. I think this is outside mic, snare top, snare bottom, and then an overhead stereo mic that just kind of picks up the room, the roomish. So that's just a loop. And then so I just like took that and looped it. I also have this sample that just kind of is subtly in the background, little metal clang that I ripped from a song. And then so I have another pair of kicks and snares here. And then basically what this was is like little variations and like mostly kicks with like kind of a slightly lower velocity just to give things like a little bit more like just like variations. I just got thrown in while recording just like a little pass of variation. it kind of sounds like robotic and choppy here when it's all soloed, but like together, like I feel
Yeah.
like it sounds like a little bit more cohesive. So yeah, this is just like recording a lot of layers at a time. Um,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
did you record this at like your place, or where'd you get these samples from?
These are all recorded at Cole's at
Okay, yeah.
his place. Yeah.
Thank
This is
you.
the drum set. This is how the drum set was set up. So you like you can it's out of the frame, but there's a big cloud. Um, and yeah, so we have baffles, a couple mics on the kick, overhead, Cole's. So we record in his live room, and it's like under like kind of a baffle-y cloud. He's got a really like well dialed drum
I was gonna
sounds
say,
now.
dude, they sound like pristine.
Yeah, and this is clean. I mean, look at this. This is no plugins. Well, it's some. Well, no, that's the sample. These are. This is like zero plugins right here.
That's
It's
crazy.
all just Um, I think he probably used some EQs going in. Um, maybe some other hardware, but yeah, it's just like the guy knows how to point mics at shit and make it sound good.
It, clearly,
But
it
like,
sounds.
so these are all like we recorded each instrument of the drum set separately, but they were all like in a a together drum set, so it kind of
Yeah, yeah.
helps make like the image like when you add it all together of a drum set. Um,
Mhm.
and I think there's probably a little bit of quantizing, or maybe we just did like a lot of passes of no, who am I kidding? This is definitely a quantized or at least like
Mm.
kind of like chopped hi-hat layer. So yeah, like the hi-hat layer, little offbeat hat. And then kind of the same principle as with the kicks and then like the basics pattern and then like the ghost kicks and snares and stuff is I did another layer of like hat and ghost snares off of um this basic offbeat hat track. And you can see I've kind of muted it in places where the other thing's going on, and there's some like open hi-hats, some snare. Well, I think there's some open hi-hats in the song. Um, I don't know. Anyways, you get the idea. So yeah, just like kind of adding variation, like pretending a drummer with feeling is playing,
Yeah. Yep.
and like adding kind of variations that you would hear from a live drum take. But obviously, it's a very controlled uh, environment. We have a. This is fun. This is a maraca that was I think just like going like chugga 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 chugga, and then I feel like there's either automation or like we were taking a filter and just like moving it up and down. Oh yeah, no, this is going through MS-20. Yeah, and so the MS-20 filter gets a lot of work at Cole's studio, and then we just put it through this like virtual amp, which the Logic Virtual Amp honestly is great. It appears on a lot of my stuff. So this is just like a left and right maraca filtered, and there you go. We had some shaker going. Nothing special. More overhead hand go. Okay, this is me playing the snare with my hands. It just sounded kind of nice. And then like the other thing that's kind of giving this song character, which you actually can't hear now because the plugin I was using has reset itself. It's got this orange uh, exclamation mark, but I was
That
using
happened.
Shaperbox loves to reset itself. Oh, I actually don't
Mm.
have it on my new computer. That's why. Anyways, so I don't, that was unfair of me to say about Shaperbox. Uh, so this is a ride cymbal going through a Mutron phaser pedal. Um, but in the song, uh, it has a um, basically like a yeah, it's like ducking. So it's like a
Yep.
ducking thing. So I had it kind of go like psh, psh, psh.
Mhm.
But you can't hear that now, but that's okay. And then yeah, cap it off. We got some toms. You know, usually how tom fills go is like I'm like, okay, this song needs tom fills. Just like throw me in. I'm gonna do like a bunch of tom fills, and then I do like a bunch of fills throughout the song, and then it gets cut to like just some extremely simple uh stuff.
Yeah.
Because toms are big, and one thing that I liked about what the use of toms in this song was, um, this is the end of the chorus, that "say goodbye" part. Um, we did kind of like a Motown thing where the rack tom is on the snare. I just thought that was kind of a nice touch, kind of to just emphasize stuff. Cool. And yeah, the only other thing going on here is there's like some hi-hat layers on the verse. Uh, just like slight stuff. Usually with drum stuff, it's just like maximalism when you're tracking, and then pare it down to stuff. And usually stuff actually doesn't need to be there. Like I feel like, and again, this kind of goes back to our conversation about like non-drummers making drum beats and writing
Yeah.
drum parts. It's like we need a shaker, we need a hi-hat, we need auxiliary percussion, we need like all these elements, but it's kind of diminishing returns, and like on it like kind of will kill your mix too if you have like I actually had a sticky note on my like computer monitor for a while. It said cool it with the hi-hats, because hi-hats are like kind of like a mix engineer's like worst nightmare, and they do like it's because it's just like a white noise blast. Like you
Mhm.
you kind of want to like use as little of that stuff as you can get away with, while still like imparting like a little bit of the feeling you want. So uh yeah. Bass we have. This is just bass guitar through Sans Amp. I think I have a picture of my. Can you see the notes section of my Logic?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is my bass chain. Pale green compressor, Sans Amp, para driver. Honestly, this is
It's so
probably my
cool.
favorite pedal, that there's just workhorse pedal that gets used for anything guitar or
Yeah.
bass. Um,
I was thinking about buying one, dude. They're so cool.
they're great. Yeah, I got this because I was looking for a bass driver, but then I just saw this and I was like, oh, why don't I just try this? It has like a lot of the same controls as the bass driver, and it's just like really great. Rumble filter is great. This air button, I don't even really know what it does, but it like just changes kind of the
It's
character of
awesome.
things. Yeah.
It's
uh,
the awesome button.
it's the awesome button. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's my Hofner bass knockoff, the Rogue. Just kind of playing with palm muting and thumb. Crazy thing about bass is that like usually by the time you get to like the mix version of the bass, like if you solo the bass, it sounds so crazy, and like the high ends like boosted, and like the low ends all like multi-banded, and it just sounds like this really grotesque thing, but like it like works in the mix. So the bass sound got like a lot crazier in the mix that Cole did. Um, but like you add it all together in the song and it like fills out the places that it needs to. Um, I don't know why bass is kind of the biggest victim of like getting mangled by mix engineers, but I guess I understand. Uh, this is Towel. Yeah. Okay. So this is like kind of like this is like the first element of the song that I would say like was like a defining element.
Mm,
So there, do you know the Juno um dupe? It's like a software synth called Tal.
I don't think so.
It's just like a very faithful Juno 106 plugin soft synth that like I still use it a lot even though I have like a nice desktop synth and nice um like base station synth. It's just like it's good for just like quickly getting getting a quick sound. So this is actually a very
Yeah.
simple like there's nothing crazy going on with the synth patch. It's just like a very simple like saw wave patch. So this is going through a phaser, and then I played it with a lot of high end going into my tape machine, which kind of like saturates and rolls off high end. So and then also kind of allows you to fuck with the tape machine while it's going and like kind of touch the reel and get like warbly sounds. And so it was going through a phaser and a delay, and so I was just kind of subtly messing with like the delay, like like feedback and rate, and then also just like kind of touching the tape reel while I was going. You can kind of hear it more here in the verses. Or let's go to a second verse. There's a nice little moment. Just like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just trying to give things a little bit more like depth and stuff. Yeah, so that's the towel. Um, so here's another use of the MS-20. MS-20 got a lot of use on this song. I mean, it gets a lot of use on every song, I think. So this is yeah, back at Cole's place, we tracked some acoustic guitar stabs. This was Cole's idea. He's like, you should like accentuate stuff. So so this is the like a auto filter off the MS-20. So that's I think that's doubled and panned guitar with a little bit of like delay, um, and it's just kind of like accentuating this towel. Fun stuff. Guitar. This was pretty straightforward, just like slightly distorted guitar with tremolo. This is at Cole's. I had a demo version of it, but it does I wanted it to actually sound like an amp. And room mic. So this was like kind of down the hall. It just gives it a little bit more depth here. I'll turn it up so you can kind of hear. And then yeah, just a little chorus plug in on that just to give it a little bit more, depth. Here we've got the do stack. It's four do's. Check the
Yeah.
do's out. I don't know. I think I was kind of going for like I don't know, like some thing on like a Brazilian like jazz pop song, you know.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, I guess that was kind of what I was gesturing at. Although I don't really listen to of that. I was just like kind of trying to evoke that a little bit. We got more MS-20 going. Oh, you know what? It's not on this version, but there's another. I basically I can recreate it. I just like took this, duped it, and then I was like, I want a higher one. So I popped it up an octave, and then on Logic it has this nice speed up tool. And then I was like, okay, put that there. And you can hear this kind of like it kind of sounded like that, um, but maybe a little bit more controlled. Um, that like was just like an extra little layer that we did like kind of later in the production process. So yeah, I think we kind of covered the vocal here. Yeah, and then okay, so yeah, here's like a little stab from the old guitar sound, my demo guitar sound. So yeah, that was like a really. I wonder if you can hear more. Oh yeah, so this is the old guitar. So not far off from the final one, but it just it's a little bit more DI sounding. This is the sweep echo. This is a just an FX throw. Um, yeah.
X throws and stuff, especially for like a song like this, like they all kind of feel like obviously they have like a purpose and they're there
Mhm.
for a reason. And very
Mhm.
tasteful. It's just like how do you know when to like not do it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not like,
Yeah.
or like you're just like noises at people's faces and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think just if there's space for it, and so that I start by overdoing it. That's like kind of I think my I'm a really big proponent of like going crazy with something and then like honing it in, kind of like what I was talking about with the drums, where I just threw a bunch of spaghetti at the wall and then I was like, okay, wait, now this has to work. Same principle applies. Um, and like so I did like a lot of there's a lot of different like
Yeah.
takes of this one moment. I'm like, okay, that was maybe a little bit too crazy. They all have, and they all had to like. I think I was also trying to get it to like catch the arc of this like filter delay too at the same time. Like I had like so I kind of had to get lucky with it. Like you can even see like here and then right there, and then just trying different ways about it. I don't know. I think well, let's mute it and let's hear. So yeah, I just felt like maybe that was like a little bit too naked and I wanted something more, but I didn't necessarily think there was room to add another part. So the logical step after that is like, okay, so make something there like bigger or more different or something. So that's what I did. I just added a little echo to that little towel lick. What do we got here? Delay throw. Okay, so we got another delay throw.
With no eyebrows, flipping
Yeah,
Italian
this is
through a Rolodex. She said,
So these are this is a hardware delay from again at Cole's place. He has a lexicon called like a PCM 441
I
or
gotta meet,
something.
I gotta meet this Cole guy.
Cole's the best. Yeah, Cole's like the secret weapon of me and many other musicians.
Super sick.
So yeah, there's a delay unit where you can like either like double or divide it by half the delay rate, which the effect of that is to like make the delay tail go up or down an octave. So there's just like a button that you press to make things go up or down. So it was cool. Um, fun studio stuff. Is there any more of that? No. So yeah, again, just like did that, thought it was cool, decided to double and pan it. Um, you know, the classic, the classic move.
Yeah.
Cool. So now we're here in chorus land, and I think in the choruses, let's see. Yeah, so I continued to play bass guitar in the choruses, but I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, so I doubled it with my bass station, and I put it through. This is back at home. I put it through this like cheap lexicon, like early like multi effects thing. It's called an MPX 100. It has a bunch of different like stereo effects on it. This one has a kind of chorusy chorusy delay on it. And I think I did something really weird with this. It's like the bass went through a pre with an EQ on it, and I like, cut a bunch of low end, but then I wanted it back, so I like just boosted it. So it just has this really crazy sound to it. Um, but that's just to kind of make the bass a little bit bigger. There's actually not a ton of elements going on in the chorus. It's just bass and synth and vocal. This is next to nothing. Bound to win. So I just wanted to make the things that were there just a little bit bigger. So the bass synth layer kind of like adds a little bit of bigness
Yeah.
to the bass.
Did want to also ask kind of
Yeah.
um like about your chord choices
Oh,
for
sure,
the
yeah.
chorus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like
Um,
your thoughts behind that, like how did you navigate where you wanted to go as well with like the melody, you know?
in terms of inspiration, I was definitely trying to like go for this like kind of like 80s jazz pop, maybe like,
Yeah.
like Patrice Russian kind of like sophisticated like thing. Yeah, so probably just kind of like copying a little bit like those kind of like old school like jazz pop vibes. Yeah, I think it's just like if you listen to enough stuff and get inspired by it, it just kind of seeps in. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
and yeah, I think like a lot of times it's like a specific song will come to mind and you'd be like, oh, I want to like kind of do what that does. And then, I feel like I've gotten a lot more like shameless about just fucking copying stuff. Because like ultimately, um, like in the process of doing that, you find something that is unique and you're like, okay, great.
Mhm.
I'm like not copying it anything anymore. So like like copying shit is a great way to start. And yeah, I think it's a totally legit way to like start something and like yeah, it's just like the goal is like end up somewhere, new with that you wouldn't have ended up before. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, cool. So this is just another layer. Again, like we already had this like towel. This towel is going through basically the whole song. So yeah, I just want to add like an extra layer. This is at home. This is my Novation Peak. Um so yeah, just kind of emphasizing like the attack of it and like kind of the towel is very bright. The peak is kind of filling out the lower mids. So yeah, okay, so we went over the chorus vocals. Um, yeah, just like kind of very carefully. Bound to win this final hand before I get the chance to rest my wretched body. Yeah, like half of these are tuned, the other half I left untuned just to kind of get a little bit more of that like natural chorusing effect. Yeah, and then let's see. There's this muted thing right here, which was like little lick that I ended up not keeping. Surface is next to nothing. I'm bound to win this final hand before I get the chance to rest my. But then I did keep it in the second one just to kind of give like a little bit more to the listener's ear. So this is kind of this is bounced down, but what you're hearing is the I think Oh, I remember what this is. This is your left ear is hearing. I think it's like on the left there's a distorted vocal going, and then on the right you're hearing a guitar. And I think they're going into the left and right inputs of a chroma console pedal. And then I've got like all the effects going on the chroma console. Um, let's see, do I have that pulled up? Oh yeah, little hook. So yeah, and then that's going into the HX effects with a little bit of ambience on it. So yeah, it's got like some fuzz, tremolo, and then a little bit of ambience. Before we depart the chorus and get into the solo stuff, I've got I have this vocoder.
And say goodbye, body, and say goodbye.
But yeah, so I think like I mentioned earlier, like I didn't really want to like do a bunch of vocal harmonies because it would just get too much. But I like the vocoder because you can like cram a lot of like harmonic information into this one tiny signal that you can kind of notch and fit into a mix really easily and just like kind of infuse like a band of like nice harmonic stuff. So um, vocoders get a lot of use. Great to use even on stuff that's not vocals. Okay, so now this whole section here is a bunch of tracks for the pre-solo. Yeah, so here we have a goofy ass slap
Parts.
bass, you know? And then I doubled that with a synth, like kind of a clavinet, kind of a pulse wave kind of vibe. This is some effects. Let's see what we got. Okay, yeah, this is. Oh, I'm only using the. Let's take this automation off and see what the hell's going on. Oh wow, that is so stupid. So you can kind of hear a little bit. This was I don't know how we got here, but we were running stuff through effects, but also letting the like just monitoring not off of headphones, but just off of the speaker in the room, and that was like kind of feeding back in to all the effects. I don't know how we got there. This was back at Cole's place, so I was in the other room, and so I think this is one microphone in the control room, but it's like catching me trying to do these like drum fills in the live room, and it's like through a delay, and then it's like feeding back with the monitors. You can like hear a lot of the feedback. And then yeah, so the only thing I kept of that was the snare. So it was probably like an hour of fucking around just for that one sound.
Dude, that's how it goes though
I know.
sometimes.
Yeah, you can't find out if you don't fuck around.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, this a the towel again, and it's through this there's a patch on this like really old multi-effects pedal I have called Magic Stomp. It's like from 2001, and it has this like nice like binaural like echo kind of thing. It's called like Machine Gun or something, and it just like swirls around like that the stereo image kind of swirls around your head. So there's two goes at that. Let's see. So yeah, I think I have like two different patches doing that. And then oh yeah, you can see here where I these are send mutes. So I sent the boop chord to this like delay. And again, I wasn't even really sure what I was doing at the time. Just like kind of seeing if I can get like a different sound out of certain parts of it. And then what do we have here? Okay, I think that is a reverse. Yeah, I just took that and reversed it. Okay, I took that, reversed it, and threw it up an octave. And what the hell is this? Is a just like a backwards snare, just to kind of make things have like a yeah, more snare stuff. So this is snare and bass together for some reason, and then some more. So this, I think this was in a kind of a frenzy of like, I need to make this part interesting, but I don't want to like add any more notes or anything. So you just take what's
Yeah.
there and like throw it all through different shit. Okay, and then we have our solo. Solo is fun. This little guy. I think that was just like something I wanted to kind of sneak in. Okay, cool. So the solo, let's see if I can find that patch. Yeah, there it is. So this is like kind of like a tried and true method for like dialing the effects on something, is like get a DI of it. So it's just DI guitar, and then that is going back out into several different effects. So in the center, we're overdriving a color box pedal. On the right, we are getting a fuzz sound off of the chroma console with a little bit filtered off, and then like a little bit of vibrato. And then on the left, we have this effect called a fuzz. It's basically a fuzz with a like LFO on it. I can't really describe what it does, but I'll like just have you listen. Yeah, so it's just kind of like a filter LFO kind of vibe. Here's the color box. You'll hear it's all high end, like nasty high end. It's so gross. And then the chroma is also kind of rolled off. So kind of together, that kind of adds to the I guess the idea is like the very present like high end is right in the front, and then there's kind of the more like low end, the like modulaty stuff on the sides that is kind of like making it more trippy sounding. Yeah. And then here we have some chords. Yeah, so that's going back to peak verse land. Oh, I didn't even really talk about this peak patch on the verses. Kind of sounds like a cat about to throw up. I think it's like a kind of like a LFO like kind of low thing with like the resonance is pretty high, so it's like kind of catching this like thing. Okay, so I think our last kind of production heavy moment is here in the post solo kind of come down period. Let's see. Crazy. Okay, so I'm actually not sure. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I gave you my. Oh, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. But so this was some like resonance stuff. I wonder if you can hear it on the bounce. Okay, yeah. So you know that kind of dun 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 sound?
Yeah.
That was so that is this is just a bounce of the kick and snare going through a couple of delays that are set to I see 13 milliseconds, 9 milliseconds. They're basically tuned resonances. Um, a- that is a really fun thing to get into. I highly recommend messing with tuned resonances, just to kind of get like you know when you like set a delay like super short, and it kind of like makes a note. Fun stuff. Okay, so color box nastiness. So I think that is me taking the guitar solo. We have the left channel come in, pan to the center, and that is me messing with the settings on the foos. So like you know like the shape of the LFO, and then I took that, bounced it down, and then sent that through the color box again because I just wanted to kind of get more grit out of that. So yeah, you have this absolutely horrid kind of sound. Um, and what else do we have? This is more stuff from like me and Cole messing around. Uh, I think what's happening here is we're like again just like letting stuff feed back uh out of the monitors and like back in. So it's just like a mic in the room with the monitors on like at full volume. And then all of that's probably like again like an hour of messing around. It just turns into this little riser, you know.
So cool. It's
And
so
like
funny though.
yeah, it's so funny how much like work goes into just like tiny little moments like that. I think it's just like trying to justify like the fact that you did it. Okay, so this is kind of what I was talking about with resonance. I think that was actually done with a like a pedal or something. Um, but then you can like dial it a lot easier on like a Valhalla delay. So yeah, this is the second verse going into chorus two.
Burning heat with steel, I'll have the feeling I made for this. My final hit, I
Right, so this is missing some of the resonance stuff, but yeah, I just kind of like threw the this word into here, this like effect,
for this.
and then we got a fooze again, just like a little note. We have a sweetback. Oh, so I think that at this point I was doing effects throws of like the whole track, so you can probably hear some more of this. So yeah, this was just me like looping like this bar here.
Yeah.
Um and just like seeing what kind of different effects I could get. This is muted, which means I didn't use it. Okay, yeah, again, that's with the Valhalla, but that's not showing up right now. What is this? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's just the a little bit of extra synth. That's just a layer of it that's distorted.
My final hit,
I don't even know how much that is doing, but I thought it was doing something at the time to kind of add to the excitement. Yeah, okay. Um, and then guitar solo two, same chains. Oh, the choral's fun. Yeah, so that's going through this little Sansui reverb that I have. It was like a consumer, like, I guess in the 60s people would like put like buy these reverb units to use for their home stereo systems to like make them sound like bigger. Uh and so there's like a old stereo spring reverb unit that is called a Sansui R4 500. It's cool. It's just like a really like kind of like cheap sounding like spring verb, which I love. I love like kind of crappy spring verbs. So that is I had like a big choral thing that was I like wanted a vocal presence, but I didn't want there to be like a lead vocal or nothing. So I just wanted it to be more of like a pad. So I just recorded all these vocals and then put it all. I just collapsed it all and then put it into the Sansui. So I'm really this is honestly the part of the song I'm like the most proud of is this vocal bit, like getting like the the vowels, like the shape of the vowels down.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a lot of
Well,
fun with that. And then at the end here, I kill the reverb. Kind of just cinch it down. What's here? Okay, yeah, just a little sweep echo off the top. Okay, just another layer of. So yeah, they're playing the same voicings, the choral and the synth. And then what do we have here? Okay, so yeah, that's more of the me and Cole fucking around with effects feeding back from the monitors in the room into just a microphone that was just there. So I think you can hear us like being like, "Whoa, that was cool." Yeah. So you can hear like in like during those moments we're like looping a part over and over until we can get like the right like uh like twist the knobs in just the right way to get like some kind of weird sound. Okay, and then just another. Okay, that's just the kind of add to the whole riser ness little backwards backwards guitar note. So yeah, so key change, love a key change. We're back to the original groove, but we're up a semitone. Then, yeah, so I kind of wanted to like harken back to the the. So I wanted to just kind of like have a just kind of vamp off of that. Just kind of try to make it sound like there's like a band like just jamming in the room, and, like just kind of like fading out, in this kind of big cathartic moment. And then oh yeah, it actually wasn't until later in the process where I was like, oh, I can take the stuff from the beginning and like fade it in and kind of like have it be like come back. So like it kind of like I don't know makes more sense as a part somehow. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I think that is everything. Yeah, that's all my shit.
Dude, thank
This is
you.
the drum set. This is how the drum set was set up. So you can it's out of the frame, but there's a big cloud. Um, and yeah, so we have baffles, a couple mics on the kick, overhead, Coles. Um, these are my vocoder settings. Uh, oh, this was the settings for the lexicon, bass. This is the vocal settings. This is Cole's. So yeah, there's the MS-20. Um, yeah, this is the compression settings, and yeah, that's all she wrote.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you for showing me all this stuff. That was super dope.
Dude, thank you for letting me kind of talk through it. Uh, if you couldn't
Yeah.
tell, I was very eager to kind of share like the whole process of it. I love process. I think process is the reason why I do what I do. It's like you know, I think just yeah, like finding ways to get excited about the process and like uh there's just like things like when you make sounds like I think like every sound should like have a story. Some which is why I'm like really big on, like just making my own sounds and stuff.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, go make your own sounds.
Go make noises.
Go make noises.